Ladies and gentlemen, for today's adventure, we are going to be heading off to the city of Karlsruhe. This is one of a couple local cities I've been looking at visiting in my last month here. So I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and transition to the trip. So this is Karlsruhe. Not a bad little area. Got like a park over there that seems interesting. I'll be honest, I've been quite curious about Karlsruhe as a city because if I hadn't gone to Stuttgart for study abroad, then my second choice would have been the Karlsruhe Institute of Technology. And so I'm just kind of curious about the city and what could have been, what might have been if I hadn't gotten into the university in Stuttgart. So yeah. Oh, I do quite like this. Very pretty looking street here. Yeah, now it feels like we're getting into some more interesting parts of the city. I'm liking the look of this. Aha. I had heard there was a palace in Karlsruhe, but well, so I guess it makes sense that I found one. All right then. It's tough, but I think I'm going to say that Karlsruhe slightly beats out Stuttgart in terms of palace and palace gardens. This is nice. Just know my mom would love this place. Hi, Mom. Alright, well, with the palace out of the way, I'm not really sure what else there is to see in the city, although, if possible, I would like to go by the university just to see what that campus is like. Not that I've spent a ton of time on, Uni Stuttgart's campus, but, just to see what could have been. Now, from what I can tell, well, maybe I mentioned this before or not, but the state I'm living in Germany, is Baden-Württemberg, and as the name suggests, it was once two states, two separate kingdoms, Baden and Württemberg. From what I can tell, Karlsruhe seems to be the principal city of the area of Baden. This is really my first time in I guess, Baden, so I don't know if there's like significant cultural differences. I can't really tell anything immediately, but they seem to have very strong identities deriving from these old states in these two various regions. So it's I find that at least interesting. Speaking of Baden, I was getting hungry, and the Badische Backstube right here had something called a Nusshunde, and Nuss means nuts. So I'm expecting some sort of pastry with nuts inside. So here's today's food review, I suppose. Yeah, so it's like a frosted pastry with like almond slivers on top and some sort of filling. I can't really tell what this is. I'm like, it has more or less it has a slightly different texture, but I can't really tell what it is. Huh. Right, so I've decided it's some sort of like nut, like cinnamon nut filling, something like that. Some sort of nuts, like walnuts or something like that, I think is what I'm getting. Overall, pretty solid. Not something I would usually order. I'm much more of an Apfelstrudel kind of guy. I think, but this is solid. This is good stuff. So yeah, good job. Badische Backstube. Good work. But anyways, at the end of this street is something interesting looking. So that's our next destination. Yeah, that's a pretty nice church. And according to Google Maps, we're at least near the Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, if not already on it. So let's explore campus a bit. So this is the Karlsruhe Institute of Technology. Honestly, first impressions are quite strong. Maybe stronger than they were for Uni Stuttgart. Quite a cool looking campus, if I'm being honest. Yeah, this is an alright campus. Like Uni Stuttgart, it's got some interesting buildings. Maybe not so heavy on the brutalism as Stuttgart's flying campus is, but it's alright. It's not bad. And this walking path seems to lead directly to the palace way down there, which is very cool. I like to see that. So after walking around a bit, I think I'd say I could have definitely been pretty happy here. This is a pretty interesting campus, and it's an interesting town with some interesting stuff here. But overall, I think I'm quite happy I ended up in Stuttgart. That's just a little more to do there, and I've grown quite fond of Uni Stuttgart and where I've come to settle. So yeah, pretty happy with where I ended up. Now that I think about it, I think that tour of KIT is probably the most student thing I've done since finishing up my paperwork list a couple months ago. Which, I mean, there's not really a whole lot as a student that I can really show you guys. Unless you want me to record footage of my classes, but I doubt most of you would find that very interesting. So, yeah, kind of a shame, especially since the semester is really coming to a close right now. It's weird. I figured I would have had more to show you guys. All things considered, though, I think I'm pretty happy with how this series has turned out. These touring these various cities of Germany is not what I had originally planned, but you know, it's cool, it's interesting, it's fun for me to do, and hopefully it's more entertaining for you guys to watch than me wandering around campus every week. So yeah, I've enjoyed making this series so far. Right, so as I was leaving, I was curious about what this barbed wire fence was for. So I googled this building, and apparently this is the federal court for the country of Germany, as in like the highest level court in Germany is this building right in Karlsruhe. Very weird. I didn't think Karlsruhe was that major of a city, but all right. Well, that's about all the exploring I've got in me today. Unfortunately, I was thinking about maybe trying to make it to Heidelberg. Which isn't too far from here, but I've decided I'm just going to save that for another day, considering how infrequently trains from Stuttgart run to Stuttgart from Karlsruhe and Heidelberg. So yeah, it's been a pretty busy week. Next week is the last week of class, so I'm right now working on wrapping up things for classes, doing homework assignments, and also studying for an exam that I have next week. So that's kind of what I've been busy with for the past few days. Next week, however, that should be a little more interesting for you guys, hopefully. I've got at least one more big solo day trip planned before I leave. So yeah, hopefully you guys will look forward to that. I'm excited. I'm excited to travel again, and yeah, maybe we'll get to Heidelberg another time before the vlog series ends and before I have to leave. So thank you guys very much for joining me as always today. It was much appreciated. Hope you guys have a good one, and until next time.